Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where I'm just taking a look at the contracts here, and I like the looks of this one. Science data from space around Gilly. Well, that's going to be easy. We're going to go ahead and do that really fast. I don't really want to map asteroids currently. Flag on Eve, not going to happen, or on Duna and deliver it to Ike. We're not really doing any mining type stuff. Flag on Minmus is not going to happen either. So let's just go ahead and really quick get this science data from space around Gilly. So specifically, that would be this Odd One Mark III. Go ahead and fly this. Okay, what do we got? Where's our thermometer on here? Here it is. That's convenient. So let's... Hello? Thermometer? There we go. Let's go ahead and log the temperature. Log the display? That doesn't work at all. And we'll just transmit that. Okay, contract complete. Excellent. Now, there are 3 things that I would like to do at this point. Let's hop on back to the Space Center after we've finished that. So, you know how this was going to be a solar system tour in which we would land something on everything? Well, there are 2 bodies in the Kerbal system that we can't actually technically land on, and that's the Sun and Jewel. Neither of those really have a surface, so I think we just get as close as we can, blow something up, either inside them or as close as we can with the Sun. So for Kerbal, which is of course the Sun, we'll have a probe that goes just as close as possible before it overheats and explodes. That won't be a huge problem. And for Jewel, we're going to do the same thing. Just go as deep into its atmosphere as we can before it explodes. Hello, Jewel. Of course, every other body we can actually land on. There's a fair number of Julian bodies. However, there's one... Go away, X-Science. There's one other thing that I want to point out. And that's that we don't have a rover on Gilly. We have nothing here except for our flags that we planted. So, we need to put a rover on Gilly. We need to crash something into the Sun. And then the other thing that we're going to be doing very soon, if I can zoom out far enough, there we go, is go over to Duna, and we have a contract. In fact, I believe we have 2. Let me check here. Yeah, we need a specific orbit of Duna for this satellite. This is a nice orbit, actually. I don't hate that. And then there's a specific orbit of Ike, which is kind of a little bit awkward, but it's not bad. So we're going to be doing those as well. Not all in this episode, but that's kind of the overview of what's to come. Now, as far as those go, we have a fair amount of time for both of those. Let's see here. We have 13 years, almost 14 for this one, and we have 17 and a half years for this one. So that's plenty of time. Let's hop into the R&D and see what we have available. We've already grabbed Advanced Science Tech and Ion Propulsion, which is good. We could grab high-performance fuel systems if we had enough, but we don't. The only thing we can really grab is high-altitude flight and heavy aerodynamics. I'm not super interested in those because we're not really going to be making a spaceplane yet. Having access to the RTG would be nice, don't get me wrong. I think for now we just save up our science. Okay, so let's hop into the VAB. And first things first, I would like, I think, to do the probe into the Sun first. So let's go ahead and open up a Odd One Mark III. Correct? Yeah, Odd One Mark III. We'll load that up. Okay, now, as far as this goes, we can make this thing substantially more efficient at this point. And we also want to make a few modifications. So let's take it off at the fairing level for now. Actually, at the decoupler level. Right here. Okay. So let's remove the computer flight unit seismic accelerator, mystery goo unit, mech jeb, radiator panels. We will need all of these eventually, but we really only need the one. Most likely, anyway. Let's see. I believe the solar panels up here and the thermometer can stay. They're unlikely to go anywhere, but we'll ditch the Terrier and the fuel tank. Okay. So, next, let's hop over, and we're going to design this to use some rather fancy fuel, xenon. And technically, I want this size of a xenon tank. Let's see, we have a reaction wheel in this thing, correct? Let's see, reaction wheel, yes. Okay, so we have a reaction wheel, we have ourselves a xenon container, so now we are going to use an electric propulsion system. It's kind of a dinky little engine, but that's fine. We have 3 hours of burn and 20,000 delta V in vacuum over Gilly for this thing. Let's go for over... Do we not have an option for... Apparently we don't have an option for interplanetary space. Let's check over Joule. Kind of thrust to weight is this. Really low, as you can see. But that's okay. So let's go ahead and put the computer flight unit back on here. And now we'll put on the mech jeb, like so. And we'll put on... We will put on the mystery goo containment unit. We're also going to put on a seismic accelerometer. And then in our science, let's see what we don't have. Atmospheric fluid spectrovariometer. That's a wee bit big. How heavy is that? Same weight as everything else. It'll just look a little funky. But that's fine. We'll stick that right there. Negative gravioli detector. We'll stick that right there. Let's see here. We don't really need a survey scanner. We could think about including a Science Junior, but that is extremely heavy for this thing. We have a barometer. I think we're good. So let's just slap on our... I mean, we don't really want to necessarily put it on like this, do we? That's right over top of our... this guy. Come on out of there, fluid spectrovariometer. There we go. And let's just stick him right here, I think. Let's pull off the seismic accelerator. Actually, I almost called that a barometer. Let's stick this guy here, and then you can share a spot with... Where is the barometer? There it is, hidden behind there. That's actually not a bad place. We can put this one over here, if I can see in here. There we go. And just hide it back behind the radiator. We are going to have 4 radiators on this thing. It's going to be quite extensive. We may also want to consider... Well, I'm just thinking here. This is not going to be 100% what we want. I mean, it's all going to burn up, though. So, maybe what we do is we put a decoupler on here. Something along the lines of ATD-12. And then stick our electric propulsion system there. Actually, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. And then a second TD-12 decoupler? No, we want this up above, actually. So then we're going to grab a 10-meter heat shield. It's going to be kind of hilarious. And we'll stick it right there. Okay. Now this decoupler will go right here. Now, we aren't going to have fuel flow through this thing, which is potentially an issue. We could try a fuel duct. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. How to get fuel from here to there? Well, I mean, we could redesign this a little bit. Rather than having this primary xenon tank here, we could move these parts, not like that. We could move these parts up here to be up on top of the probodobodine. a little bit more. We can ditch these solar panels for now. We will almost certainly put them back on. But for now, we'll ditch the solar panels, and we'll probably not put them back on in the same location where they are. This thing is going to be awkward any way we slice it. Negative gravioli detector here. Mystery goo containment unit down below here. Like this-ish. I have to wonder if this will destroy our solar panels, but I think we'll be okay. The next question I have is, do these solar panels go beyond this heat shield? Let's find out. Let's pull this off real quick and inflate the heat shield. They do not. Okay. I mean, that's probably a good thing. Okay, let's go ahead and deflate that, put this decoupler right back on, and retract our solar panels once more. Okay. And then we still have our KER unit here. That hasn't moved. That's okay for now. We don't need the fuel duct, again, for now. And then let's go ahead and... I'm completely making this up as I go along. Let's toss a modular girder segment in here. And we'll do this. On the modular girder segment, let's put in our solar panels. Where did those go? Here they are. Like so. And I just wanted to create some space here. However, I want to make sure this is a little more solid. So let's go ahead and... Okay. Where did that strut go? There it is. What are you doing there? Come here, you strut. Come here. Gotcha. Okay. Can you go out here? Apparently not. Okay. Well, I guess we're not doing that. So, then these radiator panels. Well, we're probably going to need more than what we've got. So, let's have our photovoltaic panels here. This is still fine, actually, now that I think about it. And let's go ahead and ditch the xenon tank. Like so. Okay. Actually, let's hold off on those panels for now that I think about it. And instead, let's have a modular girder segment XL on here, kind of like this. This looks so stupid. Okay. Is that sticking out beyond the heat shield? It is not. That looks perfect, actually. So let's go ahead and deflate that again. And on this girder segment, we are going to be sticking... Can we not do that? Or is it because this radiator panel's here? Can we go something along the lines of this? We can. Okay, so this is really stupid looking, but bear with me here. We'll get there. And now we'll put our radiators along here. Like that-ish. Although I don't like this gap here. Right about here. That'll work. And now we'll do just the same thing over on this side. Okay. Like that. Like that. And like that-ish. Although I think we're a little far over here. Yeah, we are. I'm gonna go ahead and move these over just ever so slightly. Too far over. Too far over. About like that. And then as far as the vertical ones go, I mean, we could have another round of 2 radiator panels. Come on, give me the radiator panel. Okay, it only wanted me to have that radiator panel. So we can have 2 radiator panels down here. Radiate out the heat. And then I'm thinking up top is where we might put our solar panels. So like something along the lines of this. However, you may notice a small issue here. And that is, when we extend these solar panels, they are right in line with these arms. We don't want that. So let's go ahead and retract these, and we'll pull off this... Actually, we'll just do a rotate tool on this modular girder segment and just rotate it a little bit. 45 degrees-ish. So right about there is about where we want this. Okay. Let's go back to the place tool and extend. Perfect. Okay. Well, this thing is expensive. Really, really expensive. Look at that. Oh boy, this is excruciatingly expensive, in fact. And it also still doesn't have any delta V. So let's go ahead and fix that. We'll need some fuel ducts going from out here. I guess we'll just go from out here. No, 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 no. We want fuel ducts. There we go. From out here. Can we get all the way down to here? We actually can, which is a bit surprising. We aren't far enough down, though, with this. So we need to come from up here all the way down to here. It does not like that. Also, I'm not sure if Xeon flows through these. Let's find out, shall we? It really doesn't like that. Okay. Decoupler. Enable crossfeed. No. That does not help. Okay. What if we went for a different decoupler size here? What if we went for the TD06? Would that allow us to do what we want? This is going to be so much delta V. Hey, it does. However, the xenon doesn't seem to flow. Well, that's exciting. May have to rethink this a little bit then. In that case... Well, another thing I want to check quick, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, that does clip through a little bit. I like the arms and spokes concept. That's a pretty neat one. But we may have to rethink this a bit. Let's take these photovoltaic panels and put them right on the edge here. And then what? Exactly. I didn't think this through. Let's drop this radiator panel from the bottom. And let's go ahead and have a photovoltaic panel up here as well. And then I would like to put xenon down there, but that's not really an option. Let's go to structural. How do I want to do this? What I really want to do is I want to put on like a, say, T400. Now that's kind of hilariously large. Maybe like a T200. That's still kind of hilariously large. And if we inflate this, boom. There's the problem. Okay, we'll deflate that again. And we will instead try putting these up top. Make them be top mounted. Like so. Just to be on the safe side, I want to put on some struts here to here. And also on this side, here to here. Okay, we've got fuel. Let's ditch these photovoltaic panels. And then down below, let's go ahead and go back to our second radiator. Now these radiators will burn through energy like nobody's business. So let's go ahead and slap on a couple of extra batteries just to live a little longer. Like so. There we go. And now as far as this goes, I mean, we're pretty much ditching the electric propulsion anyway. And I mean, honestly, that was most of our cost. So that's probably for the best. We'll switch to electric propulsion, but not just yet. We'll put a TD12 on here, and we are going to put in just a standard Terrier. Now the question is how to flow fuel. Well, let's see. We'll flow from like here straight down to the Terrier. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay. Can we do it like this? Hey, it lets us do that. Look at that. We've got burn time. Excellent. Over dress. Over moho. Eve. Okay, yeah. Okay, sounds good. So, this is quite the monstrosity. We'll call this the Odd One Mark Suicide, since that's kind of the goal of this thing. And now the question is, what kind of a fairing can we put on this thing? We have a decoupler here. This fairing, of course, is kind of hilariously wrong. So we are going to delete that fairing. We may need a slightly larger fairing. Let's find out here. How big can we go? That's how big we can go. Okay. So rather than running this adapter here that's causing us weight, let's ditch the adapter, let's ditch the fairing, and let's grab ourselves a larger fairing. Let's see here. Are you the fairings? You're not the fairings. You're the fairings. So we want, what, a 2.5 meter fairing? Something like that? Is that big enough? Ooh. Ooh, not quite. Okay. We'll ditch that. So then we want the big ol' 3.75 meter fairing. And we want to just go big or go home, I guess. So something kind of along the lines of that. Oh boy. We don't have our KER on here either. Let's go ahead and slap that in. I mean, we don't need 4 of them. Don't want that much symmetry. I don't want that much. Okay. Let's just honestly put it right here with the rest of the components. Excellent. Okay, well, this is quite the monstrosity. Another thing we may wish to consider doing is ditching one of these radiator panels and sticking on another rear-facing solar panel. Along the lines, should probably be quad-coupled, along the lines of this. Okay, this is quite the monstrosity. So that decoupler is the last one. That fires at the same time as the engine. That's fine. We'll do the fairing manually. And then there's that ugliness. Do we have an adapter for that? Let's see here. I don't think we actually do yet. Kerbodyne and Rockomax? Is this a Kerbodyne? No, that's not a Kerbodyne. And that, of course, is from the smaller, and that's from the smallest. We'll just have to do this as it is. Okay. What kind of thrust to weight do we got here? Not terrible, is the exciting truth. Okay, let's check our staging here. Yep, those go off. Then that stage fires, and then that kicks off. You get out of there. What are you? That's incorrect. So let's go ahead and toss in a new stage here and switch them into their own stage. There we go. So we have total delta V here of like 10,000. I mean, it's not as high as I was hoping for. But this design is just hilariously wrong in every conceivable fashion, so it is what it is. Okay, let's see if we have enough time to get this monster into orbit before this episode ends, shall we? Hopefully I didn't mess anything up too badly. Hopefully. Now we are using a nuclear engine for our maneuvering stage, so that'll get us places relatively efficiently. We are not using a nuclear engine for our upper stage, which maybe we should? Oh man, this is just wrong. Okay, MechJeb, what do you got? I hate everything about this. Oh boy. Cannot run experiment while stowed. Well, you're not getting unstowed. Okay. So we don't actually have an atmospheric analysis, apparently, according to X-Science. I don't know how accurate that is. However, we are at the end of this episode, so I'm going to put... No, I'm just kidding. I want to get this thing into orbit, so let's see how Mechjeb handles flying this monstrosity. One thing I was thinking is that this, if I recall correctly, is a weak point. If so, I may revert this, add that in the next episode, and then have us actually fly this thing properly. It's kind of waggling a bit. Ooh. Ooh. Mechjeb, you okay there? You okay there, bro? Mechjeb is not okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and revert this and do like what I was saying. So I'm going to go ahead and revert back. I'm going to put a cut in here, and next episode, this thing will fly for realsies. See you all then.